September 13th, 1987. The start of a new season also marks the dawning of a new era for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It is the beginning of a year in which a young team will grow and discover a new identity, an identity that is designed by head coach Ray Perkins. In his first year as coach, Perkins has brought to the Buccaneers an intense commitment to success, fortified by a strong player-coach relationship. His first year resulted in a period of adaptation as new head coaches mean new systems. But it has also resulted in the arrival of a high-impact player, as well as other players who made a high impact. A new beginning, exciting new players, and improved players, all of which made 1987 most definitely the start of something big. An impressive preseason had earned Ray Perkins star billing as the curtain lifted on the Bucs' regular season opener at Tampa Stadium against Atlanta. Unquestionably, the heralded arrival of Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Vinny Testaverde made this opener one of the most anticipated in team history. But his presence would be overshadowed by an impressive performance from veteran quarterback Steve DeBerg, who claimed the starting job following a strong preseason. And in classic master-to-apprentice fashion, DeBerg showed Vinny how it's done, in record style.
Back to pass DeBerg from the shotgun. Good protection into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers! Go Freeman! DeBerg short drop, looking left. Now fires, out open man. Touchdown, Buccaneers!
In the worst burning of Atlanta since Gone with the Wind, DeBerg torched the Falcons for 333 yards and 5 touchdowns, a team record. As leader of the Bucs offense for most of the season, DeBerg enjoyed his best year in 1987, while quietly emerging as one of the NFC's top quarterbacks. His 85.3 passing rating was the best in team history. Surrounded by the youngest team in the league, DeBerg provided a foundation of veteran leadership which earned him team MVP honors.
DeBerg to pass, looking left, open, touchdown, Joe Turner! DeBerg is just doing fantastic today.
As fantastic as DeBerg was that Sunday, the Bucs' revitalized defense was just as worthy of superlatives. They sacked Atlanta quarterbacks 4 times, compared to a season total of 19 the previous year, while coming up with 4 turnovers in the team's best defensive effort in 6 years. Rarely has a coaching debut resulted in such a smashing success, as the new-look Bucs set 5 team records, including most points and most touchdowns. A performance that left the Tampa faithful believing that great strides had already been made. As first evidenced by their dominating performance against Atlanta, the '87 Bucs had a young and aggressive defensive unit that had shown significant improvement throughout the year. If they weren't gang tackling, solo efforts were equally inspired. Another sign of improvement was the increased number of forced turnovers. Leading the league in takeaways by midseason, the Bucs were one of the more opportunistic defenses in the conference. Up front, the Bucs have developed a defensive line to be reckoned with. Tampa Bay registered 39 sacks in 1987, the second best effort in club history. At the forefront is defensive end Ron Holmes, number 90. A budding leader of a young unit, the former number 1 pick came into his own last year with a team-leading 8 sacks. Joining Holmes are veterans John Cannon, number 78, Kevin Kellen, impressive rookies Tom McHale, and Kurt Jarvis, number 95. If the front line represents the teeth of Tampa Bay's defense, then the linebackers are most surely its backbone, featuring Irvin Randall, number 54, and Chris Washington, number 51. In his third year, Randall led the team in tackles, and as a player, Perkins feels is on the verge of greatness. Washington, number 51, has been a model of consistency in his 4 years, and his 6.5 sacks last year made him the all-time sack leader among linebackers in Buck history. Joining them are solid vets Jeff Davis, number 58, Jackie Walker, and up-and-coming rookie Winston Moss, number 57. Moss was but one of 6 talented first-year players that started for the Buck defense in '87. 2 others played in the defensive secondary. At left corner, Ricky Reynolds, number 29, displayed superb coverage ability in an impressive debut season. He teams with second-year player Rod Jones, number 22, to give the Bucs a pair of budding talents with the potential to rival the best cornerback tandems in the league. Players capable of making the big play and preventing them. Rounding out the secondary are solid veteran Bobby Kemp, number 33, and Ray Isom, number 28. Another rookie standout, Isom brought to his game an eye-catching level of field awareness that belied his first-year status. Speed, aggressiveness, and a healthy mix of veterans and youth give this unit the potential for big things in the near future. The league-wide player walkout in the season's third week left Ray Perkins in the unenviable position of putting together his second football team in as many months. And as a tribute to his staff and the Buccaneers organization, one of the league's top replacement teams was molded, gaining victories against division rivals Detroit and Minnesota. Standout performers included safety Paul Tripoli, number 26, and linebacker Brian Gant, number 91. Both players remained on the regular roster. By compiling a 2-1 record, the efforts of the Bucs B team were duly acknowledged. Business as usual resumed at Tampa Stadium, and the Bucs' first test upon returning was a worthy one. The mighty Chicago Bears were a team that commanded total focus. So the Bucs focused their sights on Bear quarterbacks. Taming the Bears at their own physical style of play, the Bucs served notice that they too were capable of cracking the whip, and that they no longer would be an easy takedown. Tampa's opening drive was the start of a record-setting first quarter that saw the Bucs swashbuckle their way to 3 early touchdowns.
DeBerg barks out the signals. Carter in motion, pitch back, a reverse. Carter and a flea flicker back to DeBerg. Wide open Smith at the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Buccaneers! How about that?
DeBerg is hot today. What a great call from Perkins. They are hot. They're doing their job.
Tomczak back to pass, getting a lot of pressure. Sack! Maybe for a safety. Let's see. He gets a touchdown.
He must have fumbled. They must have knocked the ball out of his hand.
The Bears were stunned and down, but definitely not out, as it took a great effort by one of the league's top quarterbacks to pull out a dramatic comeback win in the final minutes. Jim McMahon's fourth quarter heroics dealt the young Buccaneers a bitter and painful defeat. But in this defeat, the Bucs proved they possess the toughness to compete against any team. Toughness that is found in an imposing offensive line comprised of Ron Heller, George Yarno, Rick Mallory, Rob Taylor, Dan Turk, and anchored by center Randy Grimes, an emerging force whom Perkins rates as the unit's best. Toughness is a trait that is also embodied in running back James Wilder. In 1987, Wilder led the team in total yards and pass receptions, and now has rushed for over 5,000 yards in his career. Joining Wilder was running back Bobby Howard, number 25, a pleasant surprise who impressed with his versatility. And all-purpose back Jeff Smith, number 35, who had the team's longest run from scrimmage, 46 yards. The Bucs bounced back from the stunning Bear loss the following week against Green Bay. With a strong defensive effort, they completely shut down the Packers for 3 quarters, stripping them both of the ball and their grace under pressure. The offense did its part by posting a 17-point third quarter. A major contributor to the victory was place kicker Donald Igwebuike, who made 3 field goals, 2 of them from over 45 yards in a well-earned 23-17 victory. Donald Igwebuike, alias Donald Kicker, also known as Iggy, has been one of the NFL's most consistent place kickers over the past 3 years. He has never missed a field goal within 34 yards. Iggy made 78% of his attempts in '87, making him a valuable contributor on special teams, as was kick returner Bobby Futrell, number 36, who demonstrated his sure-handedness and breakaway ability throughout the year. Next came a visit to St. Louis, the first in a stretch of tough games versus playoff contenders. Steve DeBerg led the Bucs to a commanding lead, throwing 3 touchdown passes. But a furious Cardinal comeback gave St. Louis a 3-point advantage. Refusing to let up, Tampa Bay fought back, putting themselves in a position to tie with a 53-yard field goal. the ill-fated attempt as time ran out sealed the lid on a crushing defeat that would haunt the team for the rest of the year. The Bucs tried to pick up the pieces the following Sunday in Minnesota, and the big play kept them toe-to-toe with the formidable Vikings.
And gets away, fires long. Bill Freeman's out there. Tipped. He's got it. 50, 10, 5, touchdown.
But with Tampa driving for a go-ahead score late in the fourth quarter, a game-saving interception dealt the Bucs' comeback hopes a staggering blow and sent them down for the count in another tough defeat against a conference power. The gauntlet of fierce opponents continued when they came face-to-face with the hottest team in the league. However, the Bucs held their ground against the 49ers and took an early lead. San Francisco steamrolled over the best of teams last year, but the Bucs gave the powerful 49ers all they could handle before stumbling. The sobering string of tough losses had taken its toll on a growing team. With the Bucs out of playoff contention, Ray Perkins was faced with the decision of playing for the future and accelerating the development of his team. For the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the future was now, and it was time for Vinny Testaverde. For the year's most celebrated rookie, most of 1987 was typical of a first-year quarterback. It was a year of observation, of charting plays, and relaying them. But that would change on a November Sunday in New Orleans when Ray Perkins decided
Vinny Testaverde is going to get his first start today, Fran. You might mark this day as the beginning of the future of the Bucs.
Indeed it was. And for Vinny Testaverde, it marked his professional baptism, one that would come against the league's #1 defense. Early results indicated it would be a baptism by fire.
On count, Vinny. Testaverde to the air, first time, fumble, penalty flag down, St. Patrick.
A nightmarish start that could have buried any rookie signal caller was but a temporary setback, as Testaverde allowed his abilities to lift him above the chaos.
Rolling right, Testaverde, still with the football, sets up field, dives, and did he get in? Yes, touchdown.
Soon he would offer dazzling evidence of the greatness that preceded him and that is predicted for him. By displaying both rifle arm and nimble feet, Testaverde entered the league record books in his very first outing by throwing for 369 yards, the most ever by a rookie. His favorite target being rookie receiver Mark Carrier.
Pump one, yep, going long. Out there, Carrier. He's got it. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
Carrier hauled in 8 passes for 212 yards, setting a team record. By leading the Bucs to 34 points against the NFL's best defense, Testaverde provided an exciting preview of a potentially explosive offense. An offense that will be built considerably on the talents of Testaverde and 3 other first-year standouts, starting with wide receiver Bruce Hill, number 84. Hill finished the season with a flourish, averaging 19.4 yards per catch and 82 yards per game in the last 4 games. Mark Carrier, number 89, proved he was no clay pigeon by finishing among the top 3 rookie receivers in catches and receiving yards. And tight end Ron Hall, number 82, whose soft hands were an impressive counterpoint to his hard-nosed play. These young talents were complemented by veterans like Gerald Carter, number 87, who in his 8th year led the Bucs in receiving and touchdowns. And 3rd-year tight end Calvin McGee, number 86, who continues to demonstrate all the tools needed to be a top-flight tight end. In the making is an offense that will reach for bold new goals and attain them. The air in and around Tampa, Florida, is filled with the anticipation of good times ahead as the seeds for a contender have taken root. Soon, a team of exciting potential will have Buccaneer fans dancing to a different beat, the beat of a winner. It is an anticipation that comes from having a head coach who is committed to building that winner and has done it before, and from a special player who can make them one. Together, Perkins, Testaverde, and crew are charting a course to success, determined to make some waves in the NFL. The Bucs are moving full speed ahead, which is why 1987 will be remembered as the start of something big.